Welcome back to my forever world. Today marks the start of something I'm calling Operation Get Good. And trust me, it's exactly what it sounds like. I've been wandering around in this world with gear that, let's just say, has seen better days. So in this episode, I'm leveling up. We're going to be diving into the nether to get netherite, gearing up with some proper armor and tools, and then heading straight to the end to take down the ender dragon. And if it all goes well, we'll be gliding home with an elytra and a pocket full of shulker boxes. So grab something cozy, settle in, and let's get good. But before we do that, we need to figure out which food item we're going to be eating in today's episode. So I've pulled up the wheel here and I've removed all of the items that we've already done so far. And let's just go ahead and spin and see what we get today. It looks like we're gonna get, is that fish or apples? Oh, apples, okay. That's gonna be kind of an interesting one because there's no real solid way of getting apples consistently. So I'll get these leftover steaks put in the chest for later. And the next question is, do I even have any apples in my storage? Oh, I do, okay. So it does say apples. And there's no options specifically for golden apples, so I think I'll allow myself to also eat golden apples today. I probably won't need them though, but yeah, we'll go ahead and grab these apples. And there might be more in the tree farm. And by the way, if you haven't seen the previous episode, we went through and completely transformed this village. And it is looking so good now. I'm absolutely in love with this area. So yeah, make sure to go and check out that video. And we're getting pretty close to day 1000, and I think I want to do sort of a little mini world tour for that. We haven't built a lot, but we have done a pretty dense area, and I think it would be pretty fun to kind of go back and see all of the builds that we've done so far. Alright, looks like we have 2 apples in here, and that's just about it. So if this stack of apples runs out, I'll probably just have to run the tree farm here with oak saplings for a little bit. So with our food source taken care of for this episode, we can finally get started on what we're going to be doing in today's episode. And the first thing that I want to do is to actually build a creeper farm. And there's actually a few reasons on why I want to build a creeper farm. The first is probably the most obvious. Once we get our elytra, we're going to need rockets to fly around. But the second reason is what we're going to be using the gunpowder for first. And that's actually to blow up the nether, basically. I'm going to need to gather a ton of TNT, that way it makes things a little bit easier for mining. TNT is just going to make things a lot easier while we're mining for things in the nether. And this creeper farm needs to be 8 chunks away from land, so I'm just trying to find a place out in the ocean that might work for this. I was hoping I could go straight east, but there's land right there. So I'm thinking somewhere out here should do. And right here, I don't see any land near me, so I think this is going to be where I'm going to build it. And now that we have a location picked out, I need to collect an absolutely massive list of items. It's not too bad. It's not as bad as, say, the castle, for example, but it is definitely a lot of blocks and it'll probably take me a while, but yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We'll probably just do a little short montage here. So let's go ahead and jump into that. I started collecting stone, logs from the tree farm, crafted oak trap doors, gathered orange, yellow, and light blue wool, mossy stone variants, stripped spruce logs, spruce shelves, and other spruce bits. I needed a specific amount of different copper blocks, so I broke down some of the blocks we gathered from the trial chamber and scraped the oxidization to get the levels that we needed. After gathering all the materials, I was finally ready to get started on the creeper farm. We needed to go up 20 blocks above the water, then built 6 spawning platforms. I'm using a modified design by They6, and unfortunately, I didn't actually follow the instructions correctly, because I wanted walls on it, but this design is better off without walls. After building up the main part of the farm, I needed to collect snowballs for snow golems, because every spawn platform needs a snow golem to throw snowballs at creepers. After that, I built the bubble column that would bring the creepers up to the AFK chamber where their materials would be gathered. At this point, the farm was basically done. However, I wanted to do something special for the AFK platform because a spruce box in the air just didn't quite look right. So I borrowed the ship design I used in the previous episode and converted it into an airship with a massive balloon on top. This required a ton of wool, so I dyed some sheep and spent about an hour breeding them and shearing their wool. Eventually, I had enough materials to continue and finish the airship. The last bit I needed to do was to build up the prop engine on the back. And the creeper farm is looking so good out here in the distance. Like I mentioned in the time lapse, I actually just borrowed the same ship design that we used down here. So the body of it is exactly the same. The only difference, of course, is the massive air balloon on top. I went with almost a classic steampunk design with it. Then we have these oak fence posts that kind of look like rope that are holding the balloon in place. One detail that I really liked with this is actually the addition of the copper bulbs, I believe they're called, to the sides up here, as well as on the back, as well as on all of the fins. And I actually added those just to prevent spawns from on top of it, but I think it actually adds quite a lot to the build itself. The tube that leads up to the ship is just made of copper. That's what we needed all that copper for. Right now I have a ladder just leading all the way up to the top here. What I'm probably going to do is add a bubble column here, but because we're going to get an elytra soon, I'll probably only use the elytra to get up to the airship. I don't remember if I've mentioned this or not, but I don't actually plan on using the elytra today. My goal is mostly just to grab the shulker boxes, and then we'll have a pair of elytra just for emergency situations, like if I need to get really far really fast. Or for situations like this where getting up to like a vertical space is more difficult. But there's actually a brand new solution in the game for vertical building, so I think we're gonna get that as well today. So as for the creeper farm itself, I still need to clean up a few of these chests here. All we need to do is just climb to the top, and when I build the bubble column to get up here, I'll probably have it link up to the ship itself. For now, we just get in through a hole in the airship, which probably shouldn't exist in an airship, but here we go. So here's where we actually take care of the creepers. And I mentioned before that the design that I used didn't really actually fit in with how I wanted to build this. I didn't quite realize it. But yeah, these snow golems, they'll fire snowballs at creepers if we can get a creeper to spawn here. The issue is, because we built up the walls, they actually don't have a line of sight to the creepers themselves. So it's very rare whenever, oh, we just saw one go up there. They'll either just wander in there themselves, or they'll actually end up getting into line of sight. Maybe taking out this column in the center would be nice. But yeah, if the snow golem actually sees a creeper, it will begin to fire at it. The creeper will begin to chase the snow golem, and then it will end up in this bubble column here. It'll get sent all the way up, and then end up over here where we can take care of it. I've run this for probably about 20 or 30 minutes, and this is all we've gotten so far. It's not an insignificant amount of gunpowder, but we could definitely do better. But I'll do that a different day. For now, what I want to do is to prepare for the nether. And by the way, if you were actually wondering how we have so many apples right now, it's actually because, I believe it's this one, yeah, she'll actually trade me apples for emeralds, which is very nice. It's way easier than running the tree farm for sure. So I think I'm actually going to start by building up a golden helmet that we can use in the nether. I'll probably just put Unbreaking 3 and Mending on it, that way it'll last forever. And unfortunately, we still only have this one librarian who has Mending. We don't have any of the other books yet. We really need to set up a library pretty soon. But I have actually gone through and traded with a few of these other villagers. I think this guy, yeah, he's a mason, so he can trade clay balls. One of the biggest things is getting emeralds from stone. We have an absolutely massive backlog of stone, so that's definitely useful. And don't mind all the zombie sounds you hear from inside of here. We definitely didn't have a bit of an outbreak. But we'll actually be working on getting those guys cured here pretty soon. And I had a villager that would actually trade iron for emeralds, but I'm seeing that this one actually took their job, which means that they probably passed on and either died or went to another village or something. So I'll probably just have to train up this new one. Shouldn't be too bad though. Oh, and that's actually pretty good. Protection 4, Unbreaking 3. Yeah, that'll do. Then we can just add Mending to it. And break my anvil. So if you don't know the reason why I'm actually making a golden helmet, that's actually because gold items will protect you from the piglins. And the piglins are an absolute menace, so it's definitely worth having a little bit of protection from them. I would like to bring a fire resistant potion with us just to prevent dying from the lava. However, we haven't even found a brewing stand yet, let alone blaze rods or blaze powder. So for now, I'll just bring a potion of regeneration, just in case we do fall into lava. That should help out with that. And I'll also grab my golden apples, just in case. I know this isn't hardcore, but I would rather not lose all of my gear. So I think we're ready to head into the nether now. Oh, and there's a creeper right here. Oh, that was terrifying. So I'm looking for a nether fortress and or a soul sand valley. Now, we haven't done much exploring out here in the nether, but we should be able to go maybe in this direction. We're going east. I see a warped forest or a crimson forest there. Oh, and I was just digging straight, and I think I just found another fortress. Yeah, here we go. Not too bad. I decided to head south because I didn't see anything but crimson forest and warped forest. So here we are, we have another fortress. And I'm not planning on making a blaze farm today. However, we can do a little manual thing, something a little bit like this. And we get our first blaze rod here. Ow. Oh, and I see the other thing that we were looking for off in the distance there. I believe that's a soul sand valley. Oh, and it looks like part of the nether fortress actually expands into the soul sand valley. Oh, and we just got hot tourist destinations. Not too bad. That means we've discovered all of the biomes in the nether. So the thing that we're looking for is going to be among these rib cages that are down here on the ground, so we need to be looking out for those. This one seems pretty small, so I don't know if we'll find one here. Oh, there's one right there. Nice. It's kind of in a weird spot. It's kind of floating over. I'm assuming there's going to be lava down there. Try to make it so that this won't fall down into this ravine. And we can go ahead and get a little... Oh, I fell anyway. A dried ghast. That's actually the first time I've ever gotten one, by the way. So I've basically done everything that I want to get done right now inside of the nether. We'll actually be back here in just a little bit, but I want to use some of these blaze rods, which apparently glow. That's kind of cool. I want to use some of these blaze rods to craft some potions. All right, first wither skeleton. Let's see if it'll drop a skull. Uh-oh. Oh, wait, is he after me? Oh no, okay. That was close. Nope, we just got some coal and some bones. Alright, so we're safe back inside of the overworld, and the first thing that I want to do is to rehydrate this dried ghast. So I'll get some water down, we'll get the dried ghast in the middle here. After about 20 minutes or so, he should rehydrate. In the meantime, I'm gonna make a few brewing stands. And I might have completely forgotten that we also need nether wart for crafting potions. Oh man, it looks like it's back to the nether for me. Alright, and I'm back from my second trip to the nether in this episode. Definitely expect a third and possibly fourth as well. So we'll go ahead and fill up some of these bottles and get these inside of the brewing stands. We'll get some nether wart inside. We'll get some blaze powder here, and that will actually let the brewing stand start to process the potions. That'll give us awkward potions, but our goal right now is, of course, to get the fire resistance potions, which just means that we need to put a magma cream inside. And these will last for 3 minutes each, but if we give them a little bit of redstone, they'll last for 8 minutes each. So now I want to start working on getting the TNT prepared for blasting the nether away. So I'm going to head out to the desert and collect a ton of sand. If you've been enjoying the video so far, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. These last couple of videos have been some of the most effort that I've ever put into any video, and so I would greatly appreciate if you would leave a like and subscribe. If you want to go one step further, why not consider becoming a channel member? It's the best way to support me directly, and we have 2 different tiers of support, one of which is only 99 cents per month. And by the way, while I was digging out that sand, something incredible happened. Oh, and there it is. I was just Googling to see how long it actually took. Yeah, it's a happy guess. Look at that. So I've gone ahead and built a harness. I also grabbed a lead and some snowballs. He's going to be following me if I have snowballs out. You can also feed them to speed up their growth. Now, this guy, he's still a baby one, so... Oh, look at his little face. Uh-oh, somebody's dying. Well, that's not good. Anyway, so yeah, we can go ahead and speed up this guy's growth. I have quite a few snowballs here, so hopefully we can get it down to only a couple of minutes. Oh, don't go over there, pal. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay. He grew up, but he's not in the best position here. Please don't start suffocating. Alright, I'm gonna get the harness on. Oh, that looks so good. He's so big. I didn't realize how big they were. I'm gonna get on and ride it and see... Oh, okay. Okay, he wasn't stuck in the boat. That's good. Look at that. Oh, he's so majestic. Yeah, nice. They're pretty slow, but honestly, it's very nice to be able to fly this early on, honestly. Well, I say early on, but it's almost 700 days into this world. So one of the best parts about happy gas is you can actually dismount them in the middle of the air, and you can actually just basically use them as a building platform. Another pretty cool thing about these guys is that you can have, I believe, up to 4 people riding them at a time. And you also don't have to worry about them wandering off whenever you dismount them. I'm still gonna lead it just in case, but if we get over here, for example... Yeah, he's pretty slow. Let's see, can we get up here? Their hitbox is pretty big. I don't exactly know how to control it yet. Here we go. So I'll go ahead and lead you over here. But yeah, they'll actually stay relatively close by to wherever you dismount them. So they shouldn't wander off too far, and then if you have snowballs in your inventory, they'll come right up over to you, and you can just right-click them and get right back on. So my next step here is to spend a little bit of time over at the gunpowder farm and to try to get as much gunpowder for TNT as I can possibly get. So I AFK'd at the gunpowder farm for a little while. It is pretty slow, but this will do for now. I think that's about 7 stacks of gunpowder. And let's see how much TNT we get out of that. Alright, it looks like almost a stack and a half. That's not too bad. I'll grab a couple of blocks of redstone, and I'll make sure to grab some of our fire resist potions. And now we just need to dig down to Y level 15. And now I'll just look for a chunk border, and I'll just keep digging in a straight line for quite a while. Hopefully we'll find some netherite on our way through here, but as we kind of come back, we'll actually place down the TNT. Nope. I was literally just starting the time lapse, and we already got our first piece here. Not too bad. And unfortunately, it looks like it's all by itself. And it's probably a good idea to make sure that you clear your inventory and actually pick it up. That could have despawned. That would have been bad. And I'm gonna place these down with probably 3 blocks of space in between each of them. I'm hoping that'll be okay. It might be a little bit too far apart. We'll see though. Alright, and I'll go ahead and light this first one and run away. So an unfortunate part of this is that because most of this was basalt, it's a little more blast resistant than netherrack. So it didn't explode in as big of an area that I thought it was going to. I'm not seeing any more ancient debris in the walls or in the floor or in the ceiling. But I think I'm just gonna keep on mining and placing down TNT, and we'll see how much ancient debris we can actually get with about 1.5 stacks of TNT. Alright, and we are basically done with mining in the nether for now. In total, I got 18 ancient debris, which is not too bad. However, I did make 20 more TNT and only got 1 ancient debris, which kind of feels rough. But this should be enough to make 4 pieces of netherite gear. And by the way, if you are wondering, I did get a blue texture pack for the ancient debris. I was really straining my eyes trying to find it in the nether, so bright blue is a lot easier to see. And I'll go ahead and get this smelted up. And now what I want to do is to return to the nether and to try to find a bastion, because we're going to need to get a netherite template so that we can actually upgrade our tools and armor. Okay, so I think if I head south, I might be able to find one over in this direction. You know, next time I'm in the nether, I should really bring a stack of gold with me and try to trade it with some of the piglins to get soul speed. That would make traversing in here, it would make it a little bit easier. Found another dried gas, not too bad. Ooh, wow, another dried gas already. I wasn't entirely sure how rare these were gonna be. I thought they were a little bit more rare than that. Aha, there's the bastion. I'm definitely glad that I turned around, because otherwise I would have just kept on going right past it. So we can go ahead. I think I'm just gonna dig in. I have my gold helmet on, so it should be relatively safe here. I think the brutes will still attack me though, and I just gotta make sure that I don't mine any gold or anything, or open any chests when they're looking at me, and I should be good. Hello there. You look like a brute, but I'm not entirely sure. No, I think that's a regular piglin. Over there, that's a brute for sure. Yeah, I do have a resource pack on that changes some of these guys' appearance, by the way. So, okay, I think this is a treasure bastion, which is pretty good news because I believe that means that I'm guaranteed to get it, or it should be guaranteed in the center here. Oh, hello there, big fella. I know that you see me. Try not to get the other guy. Oh, jeez. Oh, that makes them hostile as well. Okay. So the center of this place is going to be pretty dangerous because all of the brutes from all around can actually see me. So they might try to jump down into the center while I'm there. There's also one guarding the middle right there as well. I should probably try to get rid of him. Okay, the brutes in the center are taken care of. Now this spawner is just spawning a lot of magma cubes. Alright, so that spawner is deactivated while I'm over here. So that should be hopefully good enough to let me get over there. Now those magma cubes are still there, so I might snipe them from here if I can. Now I'm thinking if I'm quick enough, I should be able to get there now without any of the magma cubes getting me. Here we go. Got it. Ooh, even got a full netherite ingot. And we're gone. So we got our smithing template, as well as an extra netherite ingot, and yeah, one more ancient debris. And I know that there's probably a few more chests in here, but honestly, I just need to get out of here and continue on with the episode. Alright, we have some netherite scrap now, and we can go ahead and combine that with some of the gold ingots that we just got. And we can make 4 netherite ingots, and we now have 5 in total. And before I get too far, I'm actually going to get our new dried gas down, and we'll get these guys in some water as well. So one of the more unfortunate parts of using netherite upgrades is we're actually going to need to use basically all of our diamonds. I might even need to go get more. Oh, actually we have another stack right here. So we combine diamonds and netherrack as well as our smithing template, and we can actually go ahead and duplicate it. We're gonna need, I would say 6 in total, because we want at least 1 extra that we can put away for safekeeping. Yeah, I guess in here will do. And now what we can do is go ahead and put our smithing template inside. We're gonna be upgrading all of our armor plus our sword, so we'll start off with the helmet. Ooh, that's gonna look pretty cool with the copper. There we go. Chest plate's looking really nice as well. Oh, interestingly, the legs have armor up on the chest plate. And finally, the boots. Oh, and by finally the boots, I mean finally the sword. And by the way, I do have a Christmas hat on underneath of my armor. That's just from the Essentials mod. So we'll go ahead, get our diamond boots on, or netherite boots, I should say. And the leggings, I'm assuming that they have a chest plate just for the elytra. We can get the, ooh, yep. Yeah, that looks so good. Oh, nice. I really like the more oxidized copper color with that. And we're just gonna take a look at this in the pre-cam here, just to get a pretty nice view of it. By the way, I'm using the Knight Armor resource pack for my armor, which changes a lot of the sort of the appearance of the armor as well as all of the armor trims. This is the Coast Armor trim, and I really like how it has like almost a corally kelp design on the side of the helmet. I think that's really nice. Eventually, I would like to try a few more armor trims as well. But enough of the fashion show, because it is time for the final showdown. So we're just about ready to get started on the final leg of Operation Get Good. Of course, that means that we're finally able to go and take on the Ender Dragon. But first, we need to find out where the Ender Dragon actually is. We're gonna need to find a stronghold. So to find a stronghold, we're gonna need to get a few blaze rods and some ender pearls, which we've been saving up for quite a while now, pretty much since the beginning of this series. And we can just go ahead and turn these into Eyes of Ender. And I think I want to build a portal where the stronghold actually is, where the portal room is. That way we can get back and forth a little bit easier. Alright, and I think I have a pretty good idea of which direction that the stronghold's gonna be. I believe it's gonna be out east as well. And it looks like I'm right. And so I think we're just gonna head out to the stronghold. Did that one break? I think the first one broke already. I think the second one just broke as well. We're not really having the best of luck today, are we? Alright, I think it's in this birch biome right here. It keeps going back and forth here. Oh. Also add particles off, but I think it's probably right below here. Yep, I think that just went straight down into the ground. And I heard it break over here, but I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. So yeah, it's definitely right below here. So I'm gonna get to digging, and hopefully we can find it pretty quickly. Oh, and I see bricks already, and we are now inside of the stronghold. So what I want to do now is just explore around and see if we can find a library, and if we can find the portal room as well. I do have the free cam mod, but I'd rather just explore this place like naturally and just kind of explore and see where everything is. And I think literally I just found the portal already. Here we go. Yep, here's the portal. I'm just gonna break this silverfish spawner. So this frame is mostly empty, unfortunately. So I'm gonna begin a few preparations before we go into the end. Starting off with building a portal, and we'll see where this one leads. This couldn't have been in the worst position. We're up on a floating island. Over there is where the rest of my portals are, so we'll probably have to build this somewhere else. We'll probably have to bridge over as well. Okay, and I just found the library, and oh, I forgot that my axe doesn't have silk touch on it. Okay, so we'll probably have to come back later to grab everything here. Oh, but we did find the smithing template. Nice. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and light the portal, but I'm not gonna head in quite yet because there's still a few things that I want to do first. So I'm gonna go ahead and head back home, although realizing the portal isn't in the best place, I'll probably just have to swim back home. And the first thing that I want to do is to move the portal into a little bit of a better position. I'll probably have to go up there and actually remove that one as well. Oh, and I actually didn't even notice that my ghasts have fully grown up. So we got one there, and this one I guess is still waiting to be grown up, but he hatched from his water stage thing. So now I'm just going to spend a little bit of time in the nether hunting down ghasts, because I need some ghast tears. And we're going to turn those ghast tears into regeneration potions, and we'll go ahead and make them into regen 2. And I think I want to craft a couple of ender chests just to be able to have a few more valuables around with me. And then I'll grab some more apples, and I think I'm pretty much ready to take on the ender dragon. I was planning on making some feather falling potions as well, but you need phantom membranes for that. And I actually slept pretty recently, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get any phantom membrane anytime soon. But I do have a bucket of water, so that should hopefully work. And with all of the prep work out of the way, I think it's finally time to go to the end. I don't know why, but I always get a little bit nervous before the Ender Dragon fight. I know that it's pretty easy, but yeah, I've had a few times where things didn't go as planned, but yeah, anyway, let's jump in. All right. Oh, and it has a custom health bar, and it looks like we're probably on the main island as well. So I'm gonna start by taking out these end crystals immediately. There we go, there's one. Oh, the Ender Dragon looks different. I don't know what texture pack or resource pack changes that. I didn't actually realize I had a texture pack that changed that. I brought extra bottles so we can actually get some of this dragon's breath. That's useful for crafting potions. Alright, we've got a good amount of the towers taken out now. I'm just gonna climb up and double check the ones that we've done so far. I think I got all of the ones with the cages. Those are the ones that you kind of have to take out from the ground. Here we go. Oh, this one was still alive. Oops. I should definitely be careful with this. Pop that one and that one over there, if I can reach it. There we go. And we just have that one up there. And I think the one that I'm standing at right now is the last one. So I'm gonna get down and shoot it from the ground. Oh, all right, I guess that's a fast way to get down. Oh, I forgot they added the end flashes as well in this. Oops, hello. Okay, it broke. I'm getting attacked by an Enderman. All right, I think all of the things are out right now. So all that's left to do is to attack the dragon. I've never really been the best shot in this game. And I've missed so many of these shots so far. Okay, it looks like she's preparing to land now. Hopefully we can get a few more good hits in. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Ooh, we got knocked out back pretty hard. There we go, hit her on the chin a few times. She's losing health pretty fast. I think I'm about to get booped into the air though. Okay, not too bad. Usually I get flung halfway across the island, but that wasn't all that bad. Alright, she's landing again, I believe. I think I can get to here first. I think. Hopefully that doesn't kill me. Go. I think the terrain's messing with it a little bit. I couldn't hit her on the head. Okay, we have like 2 little notches left. 1 notch left. Come on. Go ahead and land. Which direction are you gonna face? Okay, over here. Hey, there we go. Not too bad. That was pretty easy this time around. I'm gonna try to collect a little bit more of the dragon's breath. I think I was a little bit too late on it. But yeah, nice. And oh, even the dragon egg looks a little bit different. Not sure how I feel about that. And I'll just break this in the old-fashioned way with a torch. Break the block below it. And there we go. We got the dragon egg, the next generation. So at this point, we could return home and end the episode, but I have goals today, so I'm just gonna go ahead and try to find there it is, the end gateway, and just try to get out of here and move on to the next area. Unfortunately, this one's over the void. I hate when that happens. Oh, it's really far out there. And one thing I really like to do when I'm in the end is to actually switch sneak over to toggle. That way I don't break my thumbs while trying to bridge everywhere. Still trying to get to the end gateway. It's actually 1,000 miles out over the void. I have no idea why. And then I'll just build a wall along the back of it. That way if our ender pearl for some reason doesn't make it, we can actually just not die. But here we go. Go ahead and throw our ender pearl inside. Ooh, I always hate when we get stuck right on the corner. Alright, so one thing that the Distant Horizons mod does that makes this a lot easier is we can actually see all of the end cities in the distance. You know, I'm realizing I actually forgot to bring rockets with me because I was going to be able to fly back home. I should probably make sure I know where this end gateway is. Alright, so there's a bit of a problem with the direction that I actually chose. And that's that there's a large gap between us, which is a lot of blocks to build on. Alternatively, though, I do see that this one is pretty close by. I don't think that it has a ship, though. But I think it's actually connected to the continent, I guess, that the other one is on. So I'm actually going to head in this direction instead. Oh, and while I'm here, I should probably get some of these chorus fruits. I believe we shoot them and we get the flower, right? And that way we can actually regrow them back home. So yeah, this one doesn't have a ship, which means no elytra, but we can still get shulker boxes from it. So I'm gonna go ahead and try my best to get some. And of course there's also treasure to be obtained here, like this spire armor trim, not too bad. And I also brought a crafting table with me and some extra chests, which means that we could actually craft a couple of shulker boxes already. Oh, this is gonna be so nice. We get some of this stuff put away for safekeeping, and we can even put it inside of our ender chest. Alright, but this end city here actually looks like a pretty hefty one. There should be plenty of loot, and it looks like there is a ship. So we can finally get our elytra. And I definitely want to make sure that I'm grabbing all of the extra shulker shells as I can, because we're going to need a lot of shulker boxes in this world. Alright, so I'm right outside of the ship now. I could probably float all the way over there because I'm getting attacked by like a million of these guys, but I'd rather just bridge across and be safe. Well, that was almost bad. Ah, man. Yeah, I need more building blocks anyway to get across there. And I've got enough so that I should be able to just bridge up and be safe. Right, and I'm just gonna break in through the side. And here we go. Let's kill this shulker real quick. And we finally have our wings. Nice. And of course, something else I want to do is to grab the dragon head on the front of the ship. I am over the void right now. I should probably put the elytra on. Here we go. And we can go ahead and grab the dragon head, which looks a little bit different because of our resource pack. I'm not entirely sure which one it is. But yeah, here we go. We are basically complete with the end rating now. The only thing left to do is to find where one of the end gates is and if I can actually glide down to it. Also, by the way, if you haven't seen it yet, the copper cape that we recently got, it actually looks pretty cool with the elytra. Kind of looks like the copper grate. I really like how it looks. I think we came from that way because of the long bridge we have there, but I don't remember where it was after that though. I think we went to there. So I think the end gateway, aha, I see it there now. So let's see if we have enough durability to get over there. I might just try to fly over the continents. Finally flying in this world after just about 700 days. We're at day 699. If we use an ender pearl, we can get back home, and we can go ahead and head back home by jumping back into the portal here on the center of the end island. So now that we have our elytra and shulker boxes, I would say that's a wrap on Operation Get Good. Thank you all so much for joining me on this journey. I'm excited to see what we can actually build now that we do have shulker boxes and the elytra. But I think that's going to do it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.